Now joining us to give his assessment of how the war is playing out after 2 weeks is Admiral Robert Murrett, a retired U.S. Navy Vice Admiral and former director of the National Geospatial-Intelligence Agency, now with Syracuse University's Institute for Security Policy and Law. Welcome back, Admiral Murrett. First, there's a lot of reports coming out that the new Supreme Leader has been injured. How important do you think it is to have some type of proof of life?
Well, I think, I would kind of frame it more in terms of having a sense of who's in charge in Tehran right now and how the relationship is going between the newly appointed Supreme Leader, who apparently has been injured based on all the reporting I've seen, and the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is an important part of the leadership element there. I think, eventually we're going to have some kind of negotiations with whatever leadership emerges in Iran sooner or later. Hopefully, it'll be, the word that is usually used is pragmatic. Hopefully, there'll be some pragmatic leadership that we can actually have some understandings with, especially about their nuclear program, but also about freedom for the ships going in and out of the Persian Gulf.
Now, the Pentagon has announced more military might heading to the Middle East. This includes warships to the Strait of Hormuz. We're seeing Iran with the potential of laying some mines. How exactly does that work? And do we have any technology or intelligence that could see this happening in real time?
We certainly have intelligence which can collect, all kinds of signals, SIGINT, for example, or other reporting that would confirm whether or not the mines are already there in the Straits of Hormuz, as there have been press reports of, and I think the Iranians are claiming they've already laid some mines in the Straits of Hormuz. To also step back from that, it's actually a fairly straightforward mission for the Iranians to pose enough of a threat in the Straits of Hormuz that merchant ships, tankers, container ships, and so forth will not transit there just because of the prohibitive insurance rates. And notwithstanding all the damage, Veronica, that we've done to the Iranian Navy, they still have the capacity of doing that with the unmanned surface craft, the unmanned airborne platforms, which could be used to target merchant shipping in the Gulf, and also putting mines in place, not with large naval vessels, but with smaller ones.
Now, we've hit the 2-week mark. What is your assessment so far, and could this end soon?
Yeah, as we've talked about before, Veronica, I think the two big issues, the strategic issues for the war in Iran, are the scope and the duration. The scope we already know is extended pretty dramatically all the way from the Eastern Mediterranean to Sri Lanka and just about every place in between. The duration is kind of an unknown. And, there are three people that get to vote for the duration: the United States, Israel, but also the Iranians. And right now, the Iranians may want this to last a little bit longer just based on where they find themselves right now.
Admiral Robert Murrett, great to see you again, and thanks so much.
Best wishes, Veronica.